today we'll be presenting about Parasite. Here are our team members. So let's start off with this quote by Times of India. With an insightful and searing exploration of human behavior, Parasite is a masterfully crafted film that is a definite must-watch.
So Parasite is a documentary film that is directed by a famous South Korean director, Bong Joon-ho, and is distributed by CJ Entertainment, a very famous company in Korea. So the movie's theme talks about inequality between social classes by illustrating the issues with symbolistic elements combined with a universal problem. And although the director shows the perspective of a Korean society and culture, and like everything in the movie was all Korean, but everyone all around the world will be able to understand the theme as social inequalities is something that happens all around the world. Parasite overall made $257 million revenue worldwide. So Parasite received many awards in and outside of Korea. They are the first Korean movie to win an award in Oscar. So this movie is one of the 11 films that is not an English movie but is nominated for Best Picture in the history of Oscar. So for the synopsis of Parasite, a son of the Kim family, Ki-woo, who is in a poor family living in a basement house in the slum of Seoul, gets employed by a rich family called the Park family. After that, the Kim family plans to infiltrate the Park family by lying and having the intention to get the old maid and driver fired. After that, they replace the ex-maid and the ex-driver. So everything goes well until the old maid Moon Gwang comes back out of the blue to find her husband that has been hiding in the basement of the Park's family house for several years. And after that, the old maid finds out the secret of the Kim family and used this opportunity to blackmail them. So they ended up fighting with each other. However, the Kim family is able to escape the house and come back to clean up all the matters, but things do not go as expected. During Da-sung's, the son of Park's family birthday party, the surprise plan went wrong. The daughter of Kim gets stabbed by the old maid's husband. Then everything becomes even more chaotic. So a son and the mother of Kim Chung-sok, ended up in the court, and Kim Ki-taek, a father, has to hide in the basement of the Park family house. So from that day, the son of the Kim family intends to work hard and buy that house to save his father. However, all of his plans and intentions were just a dream. So for the major functions of Parasite, Parasite was created with the intention of becoming a popular entertainment in demonstrating the story of class division among wealthy families and the poor families. So to achieve the purpose of effectively delivering a major message, the movie needed to have functions that would, first, entertain the audience, educate about the parasite relationships among the rich and poor people, illustrate the inequality of the society, and to demonstrate the class division and foster community in terms of discrimination on people's society. So talking about the formula of Parasite, the success of the movie Parasite has not come out of the blue. In order for the movie to become successful, there are many elements that have been put together with the intention of creating a formula that is unique to Parasite to make it become a popular entertainment. So we can decompose the formula this way. First, the various spectacles and the performances work together in order to create the notion of localization. It is the concept in which the content is adapted to the local market, and even though localization plays a crucial role in the success of the movie, it cannot be completed without the marketing aspect. So this includes the method of production, the marketing approaches, but also the planning and diverse marketing strategies. So by combining these two components, localization and the marketing part, the movie director and its team has been able to make Parasite a popular movie. So meaning that they have not only gathered a Korean-based audience, but they have also expanded their reach to a worldwide one. And of course, just like any production that is successful worldwide, convergence starts to take place, which results in media convergence, collective intelligence, but also in participatory culture. All the unique components of the formula in the movie will be detailedly explained in the upcoming parts with the concept of localization.
So now we're going to elaborate on the three things that help us compile together our formula, which is the localization, marketing strategy, and convergence culture. For the large-scale localization techniques, we believe that there are many elements that have been situated in scenes throughout the movie that could prove the film is a localization. Since Parasite is a Korean production that is based on its own structure and script in Korea, it might be hard to believe that it could be one. However, they have included a theme that is internationally relatable, and with the spectacle and performance of the theme that is outstanding, it is obvious to why it became a localization, which we will explain our claims precisely in the next slide.
So now we're going to go into details of three scenes that clearly underlines the concept of localization that we have just talked about, which is a cockroach scene, takeover scene, and party scene. The cockroaches are what symbolizes the scene in which the Park family goes camping and where the Kim family sneaks into the rich family's house. And so the family does whatever they want in a place that is not even theirs, and the action that they do is considered as low ones. For example, they lay around, they eat high quality food, and these actions just make the house of the family of the rich become as dirty as their basement flat. And so these people's poor people characteristic, personalities and action could be compared to those of cockroaches, for the simple reason that this animal likes to stay in dirty places, is usually known for being unclean, which is quite similar to how poor people are in the society. And so when the Kim family eats, for example, the Park's food, it's similar to how cockroaches like to eat leftovers or scrap food, or basically food that doesn't belong to them. And so additionally, one of the foods that they also eat is dog food. And so in this scene, the Four family also finds out that Moon Gwang, which is the old and previous maid, is hiding her husband in the underground of the house. So not only that, but when Moon Gwang actually realizes that the Kim family are the mastermind of the fraud that destroyed her life, she begins a fight with the Kim family. So while the poor people are fighting against each other, the house owners came back unexpectedly. And so as soon as the poor family noticed, they all rushed to find spots in a house to hide, and they ran as fast as they could, which is just similar as how cockroaches would react when they are scared of light. And so the Kim family hid under the table of the living room, and Moon Gwang and her husband went back to the basement. And so this also indicates how the poor family know their position of their own class. And so on the other hand, Chun Suk, who works as the current maid, acted like nothing has happened while they were gone. So that's, however, the parents of the rich could smell the poor's body odor, which they mentioned that is similar to their driver's, which is a rather old radish smell. It's a smell that's stinky and similar to the ones of cockroaches. So again, these animals like to stay in small spaces such as pipes, and so this family has a lot of characteristics that are very similar to the cockroaches one, because they live in a basement, and over time they could become dirty and smell bad. In this scene, the Kim family, who were hiding and were waiting for the rich to lie down on the sofa and fall asleep for a while in order to escape from their house. And when finally the Kim family was able to run away, they escaped in the rain. And as these people have low incomes, they're not able to have their own vehicles, so they had to run with their own feet back home. And in addition, the Kim family had a difficult time going back to their house because it was late, very dark, and raining heavily. And so in this scene, there is a symbol of difference in classes that is being shown. And by the poor family's action of running down the stairs miserably, it represents how this family is running down from the highest class to lowest class, coming down from a big luxury house to a small underground basement apartment that is flooded due to heavy rain. So moving on to spectacles and artistic elements, we can see that the scene was shot at night. So the mood and tone of the scene is rather dark, which helps the audience in feeling and noticing how the poor family is suffering due to their social classes. And the rain was also added as an obstacle, which makes it more difficult for the family to go back to their place. Besides that, the director has also used a panning technique, which is the movement of the camera from one spot to another. And so this is used in a scene where the parents of the rich sleep on the sofa, and then the camera slightly moves down to reveal the poor who are hiding under the table. And so this helps support the idea of cockroaches, since it represents social inequality. But it also prompts the audience to easily compare the poor family with the cockroach, because it always hides when someone approaches. In addition to that, the director has also used a high angle shot, which means that the shots were from a high angle than the characters, which of course translated into the audience feeling like the characters are weak and powerless. But there was also the bird's eye view shot, which means that it showed how the poor were in their weakest point of their lives. Last but not least, the director has also used different type of lenses, a wide lens and a normal lens. The wide lens was used to show all the detail in a scene and basically cover all the important information of a scene, while the normal lens was mainly used to shoot the different characters from a very near point of view, meaning that we are almost at their eye level. So by analyzing the cockroach scene, we see how the scene is able to create an extreme change of mood in the audience while they are watching it. And so there are many situations that happen quickly, and this sort of create a sense of thrill in the audience. And so these scenes really foster the community by showing the inequality of people in the society. And so of course the rich people have a perfect life. They do not require to do anything by themselves, and so that's why they need servants to help them in doing their daily chores. And so that means that a lot of poor people need to do everything that is difficult in order to push themselves to live a better life.
Moving to the second scene that we would like to elaborate, and that scene is takeover scene. This scene in particular, unlike what cockroaches scenes that work on symbolisms, taking over scene was actually highlighted on how performance has been meticulously made in this scene, and that made this scene become one of the memorable scenes from Parasite. This 4-minute scene narrates the story of how poor family members try to fully infiltrate and try to fully take over the Park family by doing the one last thing, which is to replace the current housemate with their mother. Therefore, 4-minute long transition linking the scene is one of the entertaining scenes in the movie. Moreover, apart from entertaining, the function of this scene was also illustrating the Parasite relationship between the rich and poor family, as well as explaining the class division among people in society. We can imply from this scene that there is a huge gap between rich and poor people in the society. While the rich family gets whatever they want, the poor family has to abuse others in order to get what they want. So we will go into details of performance. First thing first, the Kims. They identify themselves as a poor family who have no stable job, no salary, and who are technically placed in the lower class of the system. This is their being. Then once the 3 members of the family gradually successful in infiltrating the parks, they also want the mother to get a job as well. This here influences the objective of their doing in this scene. To be specific, their objective was to do in whatever way to get rid of Mukwang, the current housemate, away, and then replace her with their mother. Then they have developed a plan of using peach allergy symptoms of Mukwang to deceive Miss Park that her housemate was somehow infected with a contagious disease. Hence she will fire her away. Once they have a plan, they start to practice the script and lay out all the evidences, sorting the time and many more. All of that was their doing. However, on the actual day, all 3 of them exquisitely performed their plan using their best in acting skill, exceptionally laying out the fake evidences, revealing to Mrs. Park, and all follow the time and plan. This is when they are performing or showing under one objective of trying to get rid of Mukwang. Now, during the performance, Mrs. Park developed frightened and shocked from the very first moment talking with the driver to the moment that she spot Mukwang with symptoms, which leaves Mr. Park turned into active audiences in this scene. She has believed the fake story, which then lead her to an active one, and doing the ultimate action, which is to fire Mukwang away. This then can be classified as when the performances run in between the action, interaction, and relation of Mrs. Park herself with the Kims. Though the story and performance scripted was exceptionally good, this scene in particular cannot entirely serve the function of entertaining the audiences without interesting artistic spectacle which are skillfully editing. There is a step-by-step process showing the plans of Kim family. It was a long-taking scene with a mixture of several accidents happening at the same time, including behind-the-scenes planning scenes and the actual planned day scenes. Second, striking camera planning is also used to indicate the action of each character with a different viewpoint, like the angle of Mrs. Park. And lastly, the music used. They are both ascending and descending sounds from opera classical waltz songs to make the audiences feel with the slow-paced and fast-paced action of characters. As a result, the use of these spectacles along with the scene's performance were used as a technique to attract the audiences when in the cinema, to keep an eye on passively on the whole of this scene.
Towards the ending of the movie, which is the party scene, it is a huge aspect of why the movie has been so successful because it treats society issues. It emphasizes how social inequality can result in. Through the eyes of a lower class person, we see how humans can sometimes lose the sense of humanity when they are in a system full of inequalities. The sense of humanity is also portrayed when it's being shown throughout the movie that we live in a society full of people who pretend to be okay, even though they're actually not. All of these just gather into one big emotional basket of which it can explode once it has reached its limits. This is clearly what happens to one of the characters in the final scene. He is portrayed in a very inhuman way, almost like a monster. We can only say that this is the after effect of what we had to go through in the society. Even though in reality, we might not all end up in an extreme condition as shown in the movie, but we can somehow still understand why the social inequalities have contributed to this type of ending for the character. Most importantly, the director has been able to make people reflect on not only Korea's society, but also on their own one. This also supports the function of the foster the community to let the audience reflect the concept of discrimination among humanities. Apart from the spectacle and performance, scene design and camera angles are other significant elements that extremely indicate the social inequalities throughout the whole movie. Through the scene design, there is a line that is very obvious to separate the level between the wealthy and impoverished class, as well as how the theme of class division is highlighted by the camera's angle on both high and low angle shots to show the differences in strength and weakness of the character. To give an example, the movement of the inferior people will always be in the low camera angle to highlight the part that they cannot be as powerful as the superior one. With all of this element explained, they perfectly stress on the main theme of this movie, which leads Parasite to reach a global audience. So now we will be answering what we believe is the element that brings Parasite to be localized. To begin with, the movie Parasite is well known for portraying social inequality through a very fascinating and in-depth plot like the three scenes we have explained above, where all simply emphasize and illustrate social inequalities. The genre of the movie is dark comedy and thriller that talks about social problems and politics. Therefore, it is considered very unique as a Korean film to be produced, as well as how it was produced based on Korean social structure of a dirt spoon and golden spoon, or in simple words, the poor and the rich that have different levels of determination to have a spot in the society. Thus, this then becomes an element that gains and attracts a massive amount of audience since it is unique. It then stands out from other Korean films and how class division is visible in the society of South Korea. As an example of people in slums and those living in Seoul, and with the beliefs within the society that you need to be from a wealthy family in order to become successful. Most people in South Korea's society then feel extremely relatable. However, after Parasite was distributed, having the storyline of Korean social structure, it still became famous worldwide. The reason it became a popular entertainment around the world in this case is because how it was made for cons in the first place, allowing other countries to see and paving its way, globalizing as well as choosing the story theme of social inequalities, where most countries around the world could relate into terms of having the poor struggling to live, while the rich don't even have to try to have a good life. This is a very important element that draws the movie to the localization line. Therefore, the movie was based on Korean social structure, directed by a Korean director, performed by a Korean actor, and was published in Korean language. However, they combined social problems that people worldwide could relate to, making the film a success localization film and a popular entertainment. In addition, Parasite became a popular entertainment and successful localization film because it breaks down small but in-depth detail about class division that relates to a wide range of audience, since a majority of people live under the capitalist system. So, most audience would encounter similar issues of social inequality, wealth inequality, and conflict between classes. Since the movie itself has a relatable theme and could illustrate deeply, it then gains audience attention and receives awards, making even more people acknowledge the movie's existence. Moreover, another element that pushes Parasite further in its frame today is Netflix, because Netflix is a new platform that is popular among people in this era. Therefore, after the film is distributed on Netflix, it then gains easy access for people to watch, resulting in higher numbers of audience worldwide and becoming even more globalized. The film is considered a successful localized film due to how it could gain attention from being a unique Korean film, then how it could make the locals feel related with the combination of Korean social problems, which is local, and to the thing that could understand globally, since it reflects the society where we live in precisely, resulting in a formula that pays Parasite to its high success of being a popular entertainment. Overall, the process that helps leads Parasite to be a popular entertainment is marketing strategies.
A popular entertainment, Parasite has gained the international popularity through the clever marketing strategy from movie planning, method of production to marketing approach. Starting with the planning, the film Parasite is created through the three main factors. The producer of the film is CJ Entertainment, which is one of the famous mass media company in South Korea. The company has a purpose to expand the fields of movie production in Korea to reach the media market. In order to do that, CJ Entertainment also used the planning of filmmaker collaboration between the well-known Korean director Bong Joon-ho and Tom Quinn from American Neon Film Production Company. Also, the incredible planning to help fully make Parasite to be a popular entertainment is to receive award-winning in Cannes Film Festival. The movie was first screened in the period round in the Cannes Film Festival and first released in South Korea. Then it was widely spread to many countries around the world. By doing this, it led Parasite to be in the eyes of international audience in many countries. Furthermore, Parasite is not only planned to be reliable in the cinema, but to be broadly expanded in multiple platforms like Netflix, Prime Video, and Apple TV. Moving to the method of production on selecting the director and the actor for Parasite film. So you all may be curious why Bong Joon-ho is selected to be the main producer of this film. First of all, he is a South Korean producer who has a unique style of movie genre. He mainly portrays the issue through simple and detailed with his black humor style in the film. Not to mention, he has many experience in and gained existence in creating the English popular entertainment like OK Jar or Snowpiercer. Last but not least, the most outstanding point of him is the style in producing mixed genre and tone-shifting film. With Parasite, it can be obviously seen that the beginning parts of the film can make you laugh, but later it will stimulate the other emotion like exciting or terrifying. On the purpose of choosing the actor, there are four main reasons which are main casting, social networking, service, appearance, and fan-based audience. Most of the main protagonists in Parasite are selected based on the South Korean top stars who are high in experience in the media industry with talented skill that can associate with the style of each character. Additionally, social networking services are also a factor to select the actor. This is because the higher number of followers on social media sites like Instagram can lead to the higher numbers of audience as well. It can support the company to easily promote the film to reach the more types of audience with different interests in the movie genre. Things like this, you may not be interested in the thriller types of movie, but you should to watch this film because of your favorite actor. Moreover, the film also focuses on inviting a famous and great appearance guest like Park Seo-joon. Consequently, this is considered a clever production by choosing the actor with their fan-based audience. With Park Seo-joon's popularity, it can support the movie to reach into large numbers of audience both in Asia and international. On the third aspect of this part is marketing approach, which this process will extremely increase the popularity of Parasite movie. As you can see by this chart, we separate the marketing approach into pre-release marketing and post-release marketing. It is undeniable that Parasite has a smart marketing approach that leads to achieve the goals of going global. With the movie itself, it may not be possible to be popular without a strategy on promoting the movie before releasing it. What Parasite does to catch all the eyes of the audience is long-term marketing. The movie has been promoted up to 20 weeks before the release date, which will create the sensation of impatience in the audience for willing to watch the movie. This is like when you need to wait for a long time, you will immediately go to watch a film when it's first released. In the present digital age, Parasite mainly use the online platform to promote the film with various forms of advertising from interesting trailer, eye-catching poster, and unique styles of Instagram posts.
For the movie trailer, it only provides the relationship among the audience and detail of the movie without any clues or spoils. Once the trailer is posted in YouTube, it can be watched and shared with a limited audience around the world. In order to gain a wider audience, Parasite also uses social media sites like Instagram to promote the movie. It uses unique layout style by putting photo and storyline into a puzzle form. Moreover, the eye-catching poster of Parasite went viral to the media as well. By using the same poster with the only one adjustment in text can bring the repeating image into all the audience's mind. Surprisingly, the international distributor and fan create a parody of the Parasite poster as one of the campaign to help promote the movie without letting the company to spend any dollar. Parasite successfully turned the South Korean culture to reach the international audience as the rise of film production. This can be seen as one of the elements in the movie from location, actor, food, and language are based on Korean culture. The concept of from local to global is used in the movie by transforming the local contents of Korean class division to be widely understood by people globally. For a clearer picture, the traditional Korean noodle like japaguri is shown in one of the movie scenes, which turned out that this Korean menu became very popular among the audience. There is even a tutorial cooking video of japaguri on YouTube. By doing so, the movie can gain much attention and lead to the collaboration among the movie and product brand as a win-win marketing to promote the movie. This is the pictures of poster and Instagram posts that I have already mentioned. For the post-release marketing, the company is trying to showcase Parasite in as many film festivals as possible all around the world. In order to be one factor in marketing campaign, this can increase the film exposure to the important figure who can help in making the film more successful. If the movie happens to catch their eyes, the film festival are inclusive of Cannes Film Festival, the Toronto International Film Festival, and many 40 more. Also, the movie has been helped by bigger corporations like the official from Busan as well. We can't deny that the success and the promotion of the movie Parasite has relied on its title. They have relied on self-promotion with their award-winning image. Being the first South Korean movie to receive so many awards, it has been even more talked about than other Korean movies. Since award gain is like a further guarantee of the current success of the movie, which increases their chance of becoming even a bigger and further success in the media industry. What has expanded the movie's success is when Parasite was available on Netflix. Instead of showing it at the same time as the cinema did, they have created a time gap for the movie to be talked about in a long period of time. By allowing Netflix to showcase Parasite, it can reach an even wider audience since the film is easily accessible. In this case, it is a win-win situation for the movie and Netflix, who is seeking to expand the audience across the world, specifically targeting a new Asian-based audience. Originally starting as a local phenomenon, Parasite has been able to conquer the world with its social dilemma-inspired plot concept. Additionally, one of the basic strategies that Parasite has used is to add subtitles, something simple but effective. Translation has also been applied to their advertising poster. To put into a simple word, the marketing team has used the concept of local to global as a strategy to spread the popularity of the film. Lastly, the marketing strategy I have mentioned will be lead to the company to go further in the media convergence.
Okay, so now let's talk about the convergence culture. So for Parasite, they mainly use media convergence. So talking about media convergence, it is to remain the content of that media, make the content to other platforms by changing or adapting, which will reach more audiences and will surely gain more profits for the movie and the company. So for Parasite, they adapted the platform into a graphic novel book, which in the book, they will include plan of the direction in every scene of Parasite. So in the book, it is quite fascinating that the readers will be able to see Bong Joon-ho's creative process of making Parasite. Moreover, it is also worth buying for the film students or the people who is into filmmaking because they'll be able to learn more techniques or tips in order to make a successful movie. Okay, so next is the series, adapted TV series. So due to the success of the movie by being popular and winning the Oscar for the Best International Film and other many awards, Parasite is now surely a target for adaptation. So the one who is going to adapt the movie Parasite into series version is Adam McKay, and the series will be released on HBO. So for the series, McKay will be teaming up with Bong Joon-ho to make 6 episodes in English, what is different in the movie and series is that the series they will go even more deeper into backgrounds of each character and also expand the stories that Junho thought could happen in between the sequences of the movie. So by this, Parasite will surely be able to gain more audiences internationally. So these two are the good examples of how media convergence can attract people. So however, for collective intelligence and participatory culture, Parasite does not participate much in this. So to conclude everything that we have mentioned, it is being shown by this whole analysis that this formula is how Parasite become a successful popular entertainment. Once again, both spectacles and performance lead to globalization, and when globalization meets marketing, it even makes the Parasite become even more popular.
Thank you,